Morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina. We're so excited that you guys are here today. This is a special edition of the Angel and Tina morning show. We have an entire studio filled with sponsors of the upcoming Assets Are Sexy event that's happening next week. Ladies, everybody say hey, hi, wave, do the
Hey.
We're so excited. We're so excited that you guys are here today. Tina is not in studio with us this morning. The poor girl woke up with a migraine, and so she went back to bed. So send her some love, send her some prayers. She'll be back on the mend. She'll be back on the mend pretty soon. So I'm going to be running solo, but I'm not solo because look at all these fabulous guests we have in their virtual studios today. Okay, so I think who I want to start with is probably Miss Carolyn Andrews, because Carolyn, you are part of the team, the production team putting together the Assets Are Sexy event. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Really excited for our event on next Friday, just a week away.
It is just a week away. Do you want to talk about it? Describe what it is a little bit for
I
everybody?
do. I do. This is a special one for all of you who have joined us before and are part of our community. You know that we have a theme for each one of our events, and this one is Grace with Purpose. And I'm really excited about that because that means different things to different people. In fact, it's funny because when I first heard it, I was in love with it. We all agreed that it was awesome, and then there was a little confusion in me, and confusion for me, it isn't stress. It activates thought, right? So to kind of think about it, I'd love for all of you to think about, what does grace with purpose mean? Does it mean that, we have our purpose? We talk about it all the time. But if you don't know your purpose yet, that's a great way for you to get started as you prepare for this. But is it thinking about grace and what our purpose is? Or is it the other way around? Is it thinking about grace, and what's the purpose of that? And I went back and forth, and I decided it's both. So, as you think about joining us, think about what grace with purpose means for you. And I think today we're all going to just share a little bit about what we figured out, and what it means to us, but even more on Friday with, all of these amazing women on this show. And quite a few others are going to be speaking and sharing with you what that means to them. And we have some great, really great keynote speakers, some really great spotlight speakers. And I think we'll talk about them throughout the day. So I'm not going to list, or throughout the morning. So I'm not going to list all of them, but just know they are as powerful and ready to be heard and ready to share tips with you as everyone has been in all of our events. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I hope that you have signed up, that you've gone to assetsaresexy.com and signed up, and then that you will love this morning as you hear the outpouring of what we all think grace with purpose is.
Oh, thanks so much, Carolyn. I had to mute myself because it sounds like there's a chainsaw, like my neighbor has got a chainsaw or something going on out in the yard, and it just got like really loud right as you had started talking, Carolyn. Well, Assets Are Sexy. It is an incredible event, kind of spearheaded by the world's financial literacy expert, Miss Sharon Lechter, and really the goal of bringing this event together and starting it. This will be our third event this year, all kicked off, right? We have been doing it ever since the social distancing. We were supposed to have an original event happen in May live, but we went virtual, and these are the gals that really made that event happen. Many of them, in fact, I think all of them, are returning sponsors and speakers from the original event that we did in May. And what makes that so special is that we're really building a community here. A lot of times you have an event and it's kind of a one-off, right? Whoever is there, and then the next one it's somebody, completely different crew. Whereas this has really turned into this dynamic community of women and the men who champion them, right? Who are elevating up into that $1 million business, because not enough women in business ever hit that $1 million mark. And Sharon Lechter is on a mission to change those numbers, to fill in the gap, and help women to rise up. Because when we can make that economic impact in our own businesses, we can make that economic impact in the community and in the world. So I'm really excited to introduce to you all of these fabulous, fabulous gals that are here. And it's not just for women, like we talk about it for women, but we say, you know, for really dynamic women and the men who champion for them, because we know there's a lot of men behind the scenes that are locking arms with us as well. So you see a lot of women on the panel today and but there are a lot of great guys that are going to be featured at our Assets Are Sexy event too. So Kristen, you're up on my screen next. You just want to introduce yourself and let our audience know a little bit about who you are and how you came to be part of the Assets Are Sexy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Kristen Kingsbury. I run a real estate team and have real estate investments and whatnot, mostly in Arizona, do some business coaching and things of that nature. And really, I came to be a part of this because my mission is that as well, is how do we empower women to rise to the top of the investment world? And how do we, just teach them that they don't have to be behind the scenes, that they can be the leaders of this realm. So was introduced to you lovely ladies and love the mission that you're all on. So I just love to be a part of it and grow with you and support you.
Fabulous. Yeah, and I met you through this network. So I'm pretty blessed and honored. Miss Shadow Gray, I've got the whole, Brady Bunch little blocks going on. So welcome. Introduce yourself and talk about how you came to be a part of Assets Are Sexy.
Well, I actually came to Assets Are Sexy through Sharon Lechter because she is my mentor and has been for about a year. She has actually changed my life in so many ways, personally and professionally. And that's how I came to Assets Are Sexy. I am a lifetime entrepreneur. I started my first business when I was 16, and I've been an entrepreneur ever since. That's 4 decades ago. And I am a business support specialist. I own several businesses, and they're all in the business support services fields. And I actually run a podcast called Mismanagement, where I answer people's general business questions with a little bit of a Simon Cowell smartass attitude. And I have a business support company and other endeavors that all support entrepreneurs from business startup all the way through business sale and everything in between.
We're super excited to have you back. Or actually, you're a first time at Assets Are Sexy. Am I right? Or were you on the last one?
I did 5 minutes at the last one. So I did a short introductory speech, but this time will be my first time being a spotlight speaker.
Love it. Welcome.
Thank you.
Christy Morgan. Hi.
Hey, thanks for having me. I have the same kind of the same story as Shadow. I met Sharon because she is my mentor, and she has been for the past year. And she is going to be moving forward again because I'm absolutely having a great time learning from her. I am the COO and Vice President of a medically integrated company, and I had come to Sharon because I really was looking on how to expand myself in maybe some different roles, because I also have a foundation called Candle Wishes. So she's helped me tremendously, and these events are amazing because they're allowing us to look into different things that we can do in our lives. I was looking for a purpose and a passion, so I found Candle Wishes, and I was really looking to see how I can expand that in the Arizona community, and Sharon's really helped me with it. And so I'm so excited that I'm able to meet all these wonderful ladies, because everybody has a story, and I'm learning from them every time I listen to them.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, look at this powerhouse. Look at this powerhouse of women that are coming together and locking arms. I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we think we have to figure it out and do it all on our own, that we are an island, but we absolutely are not. And we are just rising up, and I think we are just getting started. And Dawn Moore, I had my screen minimized, so I didn't see you when I was introducing our leadership team. I had Carolyn come in. But hey, lady, how are you today?
Good. Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure to be on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. When you work with Angel and you're tied into the Connect Summit community, you also have the opportunity to be on the Angel and Tina Morning Show and meet fabulous ladies. I am honored to say that I know all of you on the call, and I'd love to get to know more of you better. But Angel, I'm really tickled to be doing Grace with Purpose. As Carolyn and you and I, Sharon and Angela, were coming up with our theme for this particular summit for Assets Are Sexy. we took a look at what's going on in the world today. And we were very intentional about choosing the date that we all came together, because it's going to be right after the election. And we know that emotions are high right now in our country, and that there is a lot of potential to react to what's going on. So as I've been talking with Sharon about Grace with Purpose, we had a conversation recently that grace with purpose and communicating with grace with purpose is a choice. And how we as business owners and citizens choose to respond at this time will become critical, because Napoleon Hill talked about definiteness of purpose. And what Sharon was talking about was creating a definiteness of thought during these times. And when we choose to respond, we are being intentional about not reacting. And we are to think about in advance of speaking whether what we're about to say is going to drive toward a positive outcome or it's going to drop us into the drama triangle. So being intentional with grace with purpose and communicating grace with purpose is about that definiteness of thought and purpose, and responding with language that's going to build people up, that's going to build community, that's going to build cooperation and collaboration. So in this particular Assets Are Sexy, we as leaders in the community, as speakers and sponsors, it is our obligation to use that definiteness of thought and to remember that communicating with grace and purpose is our choice, and that we can choose to respond instead of react to the world around us and to those negative situations. So in case you can't tell, I am a business coach specializing in language and communication. So thank you, Angel.
Yeah, super excited to be working with you. Carolyn, Dawn, I are part of the team pulling together Assets Are Sexy together along with Sharon Lechter and Angela Topman. And yeah, we get together every week and think about how can we elevate and rise and bring this together. And it's true, emotions are hot right now. And instead of being, reactive, let's be proactive. So I love that. Miss Carrie Conley, how are you doing today, darling, on baby duty?
Yes, I am on baby duty. I am in Oklahoma. I got here yesterday because my daughter lives here, and I have a grandson who's going to be 6 months on Sunday. You might make an appearance at some point. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we hope so. We're hoping.
Yes.
We're hoping.
He's something. I love this so much, obviously, because purpose is my jam, right? I talk about vision and purpose all the time. And like Dawn was saying, I think now more than ever, we have to learn to give each other a whole lot of grace and do that very intentionally. And I love that you brought up the Napoleon Hill principle, which is principle number 1 in Think and Grow Rich, which is knowing your definiteness of purpose, because that's what I teach people to do. I teach them to get what I call a someday plan out of their head and onto paper so that they're living intentionally every day. And so what I'm going to talk a little bit more about in the summit is how you learn to manage emotions. It's one of the top qualities of a strong leader. I learned it a long time ago as an entrepreneur. And so I'm excited to talk more about that.
We're excited to have you back, Carrie. Right? Assets Are Sexy. It's actually next week, 1 week from today, starts at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And I know Arizona, and it's right after daylight savings. I'll tell you, when the 3 of us or the 5 of us were on the calendar trying to figure out the time zones for next week and where we're all going to be, you would think we were like putting a man on space, because the algorithms and trying to figure all of that out. It was a little bit challenging, but it starts at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 1 week from today, Friday, November 6th. Like Dawn said, the date really was by design to help us to rise up really with grace and with purpose. Michelle Faust, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Love being here, especially with all these ladies. I am a storytelling strategist, so I'm on a mission to create the world's largest storytelling distribution network in the world, meaning you can tell your story in so many different platforms. And I'm passionate, very passionate about storytelling, because I do believe that everything we do, our purpose, our grace, it all comes from our stories and where we come from and how it shaped us. So I'm so excited to have not only the many platforms, but to have had almost all of you wonderful women on one of my platforms. So it's exciting to be able to help you to share your stories. Interesting thing about Grace with Purpose is when I first heard it, of course, I loved it. It was just an immediate, oh, that sounds so great. It also sounded so simple. But, you know, when I had to really sit and think about what does it mean to me and what does it mean to be able to express to the viewers next week what it means to me, I had to really think about it. And I'm grateful for that, because it caused me to kind of dig down a little bit and really think about that and really think about what that meant, because it can mean so many things, and it will. So I can't wait till Friday when I get to hear the perspectives, you know, of everyone else talking about it. But for me, it was just a great exercise in why I do what I do and how it fits in with Grace with Purpose. So thank you. I'm just, you know, I'm here with Sharon and her event for the third time, and I'm not going anywhere as long as she has events. I think I'm hanging around.
Well, I want to say a special thank you to Michelle. Michelle is the editor of the Lemonade Legend magazine. And how many of you ladies have been featured in the Lemonade Legend magazine, either in an article, on the cover, right? What an opportunity that you gave to us. She just launched a special edition of the Lemonade Legend magazine with Sharon Lechter on the cover, and many of us contributed an article inside of that. And so thank you for giving us another platform, right, to share our stories, and for bringing us all together. Again, it's this community, right? We're stage swapping and we're doing things together. And I see a lot of you interviewing each other and doing events together. Like, this isn't just this one day that we come together every few months. Hey, in between events, we're really building each other up and collaborating. I love seeing that. Deanne Chase, how are you doing today, Miss Manhattan?
Hi. Hi, good morning. I'm really glad to be here with this wonderful group of ladies and getting ready for Assets Are Sexy. It's going to be such an amazing event, and Grace, you know, with Purpose is such a wonderful theme for these times. I'm a practicing business attorney in Southern California. I help business owners to build a strong legal foundation for a successful business. And I'm in the trenches with business owners on a daily basis when they are trying to maintain their businesses and to react to all of the different outside forces that are coming in to impact not only their businesses, but their families and their lifestyles. And we as women in particular, you know, we have a lot of my business clients who are women-owned businesses that are, you know, they're homeschooling their kids and they're supporting their parents now. And just, we carry so many things that we do as women and business owners. So I think I'm thinking Grace on Purpose. It's sort of what I was sort of thinking is, you know, just giving ourselves grace, giving ourselves a break. And so what I'll be talking about next week is just breathe. Just remember to breathe. So thank you for having me. You know, I met Angel traveling the country, speaking to small business owners through Power Team International with Bill Walsh. Met the amazing Sharon Lechter, who has been such an inspiration. And I think she's the epitome of grace. And so I'm just really excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Angel, and missing Tina this morning.
I know we are missing Tina. If you're just tuning in and you're like, okay, where's Tina? She woke up with a migraine, right? And so she went back to bed, but everything, you know, nothing tragic, right? She'll be back. She'll be back in the saddle, hopefully on Monday morning. So yeah, send her some love and some prayers, some private messages, but hopefully she's sleeping. Oh, Carrie brought the baby. Oh, it's a showstopper. Hey, oh, look at that little guy. He's like, This is his new world, right? This is like his new world. Being
He's so used to this. He's
Oh.
deals with her and I all the time.
He is so adorable.
Thank you.
Look at those cheeks. You
I
just
know, that's what I was like,
oh, right,
cheeks.
Sandra, I saw you like give them a kiss for me.
I was just gonna say adorable cheeks.
That's not a little guy. That's a big guy.
The big guy.
He is a big guy.
He looks a
He
lot
is
like
a
his
very
dad.
big guy.
Wow.
Wow, that's a big boy.
Going.
About half my height already.
And
I'm not kidding.
One of my favorite arm curls was hold the baby, kiss the baby, hold the baby, kiss it, because he's kind of got a little weight to him.
Yes, he's heavy.
Look at him watching.
Carrie, what's his name?
Price.
Right.
Pryce.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he's pretty fun. It was just a little commercial break, Angel.
I love it. No, we need babies, right? Like babies and puppies. Some Shadow, I think it was you that said you had a puppy there in case, in case things went south, we needed to rev up the energy or something,
Yeah.
right? So I love it.
I'll bring her in after your sponsor break.
Okay, yeah. So we still have Zandra and Kim to introduce, and then we'll do our little sponsor highlight. And then, ladies, I'm going to have you back in. I'm talking about, it doesn't have to be your tip next week that you're going to share about Grace with Purpose, but something people can do today, like just kind of a tip, a piece of advice or encouragement that you're going to want to give. But Zandra, how are you, dear?
I am doing very well. Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Got a lot going on.
Got a lot. Yeah, I do. I have a lot going on.
Yeah.
We're moving this weekend. So
Awesome.
but I'm keeping my plate spinning.
That's good. That's good. Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I always like to say it 3 times in case somebody doesn't pick it up. My name is Zandra Evans, and I'm the founder and owner of Zandra TV Network here in Dallas, Texas. And we are on every streaming TV platform known to man or woman. So we have a pretty large distribution. But how I got involved with Assets Are Sexy is really through Angel. Angel has been on this journey with me of building for the last 3 years. And so when the opportunity was given to me, I was like, absolutely. And so, it was really great the first time. And the second time, we've done 2. And then, but this one is meaningful to me and I'm excited about it because it's wonderful to kind of go towards the end of the year and really talk about grace and purpose. And so I'm really going to be talking about the relationship of those 2 things. And then I'm going to bring in the trifecta. That is required in order to make that really work in your life. And so I'm excited to talk about that. Just excited to be here this morning. It's like it's Friday and I feel like it was just Monday a day ago. So I don't know what happened to the week. It's Friday. I'm excited. I think that Assets Are Sexy is going to be amazing next Friday. And if any of my tribe is listening, I will be expecting you to show up and show out. I think you should be there. It's going to be amazing. You're going to hear from women that really, really have a passion to pour into people. So I'm excited about it. So thank you, Angel.
Well, thank you, Zandra. I love it. I love it when you've got that person on your speed dial where if you ask them anything, they're like, yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have like those people in your life? Like if they called you, you'd say absolutely. And then you've got people. And so you just know you've got your tribe. And Zandra and I have like locked arms pretty heavy for the last 3 years. And love having you in my corner. Miss Kim Manella, our little gorgeous girl in the corner. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I can't believe we're getting snow today where I am.
Where are you?
Massachusetts.
Okay.
It's the first day we're getting snow. Can you believe it? I was expecting it in November, not October.
We've had snow quite a bit here in Denver this last week, freezing just in time to let you know that remind me what I'm leaving behind.
Congratulations on that move.
Thank you. So welcome back. I know you're a returning sponsor and speaker for the Assets Are Sexy. So tell our folks about you and how you got involved.
Absolutely. I just feel very honored, right, to be in the circle of all of the women that are speaking today, as well as part of the event of Assets Are Sexy. First kickoff in May, second one in August, and now in November, the day after my birthday. So I'm really looking forward to the event. And what brought me together here is that back in 2018, I met Sharon Lechter, and I was just so impressed by who she is, what she represents, and the work that she's been doing. So to be part of her platform and your platform and locking arms with you and Dawn and Sharon has been amazing in 2019 and going into 2020. So for me, the biggest thing is this. I just believe that we as women, as well as any individual, we are the architects and designer of the types of future in our life. We either design it to be positive and graceful, or we design it to be one of negative or anything, the sky's gonna fall, right? So part of the things that I truly believe in is, and I came out with success engineer. So success and engineer, mash it together, you become a success engineer. And I believe that every aspect of our life, we engineer success, we design, Jim Rohn says it best. One of his quotes is this: if you don't like what you're seeing and you don't like where you're at, change it. You're not a tree. And I truly believe that. And a lot of times we put up with a lot of things that doesn't quite make sense, or we're not happy. And we don't actually make those changes and really move on to the next phase of our life. So I'm really thrilled to be working with clients and really just sharing that, you know what, we have the power within us to success engineer our life the way we want to, whether it's a program, whether it's a launch. And I'm a project manager by trade. I've been doing the work for about 20 years. I'm a project management specialist, and there's a framework on how we accomplish the work. I've been so inspired with so many different people, but like many, I would sit there and go, wow, I'm so inspired, but how do I go about doing this? So I help clients actually put together step-by-step plan following the process in itself. I found that we as women, we are emotional in terms of the things that we get into. If we just pull that out a bit and objectively look at the projects, whatever the size that we're taking on, and really look at everything, like the giraffe, looking down at everything that you've got, just like you did with planning the Assets Are Sexy event on November 6th, right? You all were like looking down and making sure that you don't miss every single aspect and element in delivering it, and make sure that it's a kicker event on November 6th. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've gotten to know a lot of the ladies on this event and on this talk right here, and I'm looking to get to know some that I haven't really locked arm and really worked together and take it from there. So the Grace on Purpose here is, we have a lot of different things that may go wrong in our life, but we are the success engineer. We re-architect, we find a workflow, and we are resourceful in finding solutions to that. It doesn't have to be the things that cripple us. If bad things happen in our life, we just stop, reanalyze, and just step over that. There's a way to everything.
This is a very resourceful group of ladies. I know a lot of you, and I know just little things that you guys have overcome, especially in the last several months. Yeah, resourceful is a very, we need to put that on our LinkedIn, right? Very resourceful of what we've all come up with. All right, well, lady, I'm going to just spotlight my sponsors this morning of the Angel and Tina morning show. Of course, you see the Zondra TV network logo, and Zondra is here. Like, this woman is she is just a powerhouse. If you are not connected with Zondra, you need to go to her website, beonztv.com. If you've got content, you're doing podcasts, you're doing Facebook Lives, maybe it's time for you to start your own TV show. Like she said, she's on every digital streaming network. You'll find the Zondra TV network. And that is where we are globally syndicated with the Angel and Tina Morning Show. So super excited to have the Zondra TV network as a sponsor. Bliss by the Lake Boutique is our clothing sponsor. They get new inventory in every single week, and they ship all over the country. So follow them on social media. And if you're just feeling a little overwhelmed, how do you get it all done? Become one of these little powerhouse, right? How do you speak and serve and do everything? Well, my secret is we don't. We hire out a team of virtual assistants in order to get it done. Sonic VA allows you to do what you do best and hire out for all the rest. And when you mention the Angel and Tina Morning Show, they're going to give you a 10% discount off your first 40 hours of virtual assistant service. So go to sonicva.com, sonicva.com. Sonic VA, thank you for sponsoring Sandra TV Network and Bliss by the Lake Boutique. And then this is our special edition for the Assets Are Sexy. Sign up today for free. Because of the generosity of our sponsors, you can attend the Assets Are Sexy event complimentary. Get your tickets at assetsaresexy.com, assetsaresexy.com. And Sharon says assets, the older you get, right? The more you recognize how sexy your assets really are. And that's what we're all doing, coming together. You cannot build $1 million business without leveraging your assets. And so we are going to cover that all on Friday, November 6th at the Assets Are Sexy event. The theme is Grace with a Purpose. These ladies exude grace with purpose. And I will tell you that was also, Miss Sharon was very particular about, if we're going to have a grace with purpose theme, that everybody who is on that stage represents grace with purpose. So you've all had the Sharon Lechter stamp of approval for exuding grace with purpose in your life, in your business, in your assets, in your finances. Carolyn, do you want to lead us off with a tip today, something we can all lead and take away with, and make sure that you also let people know how they can get in touch with you?
I do. Thank you so much. This is such an amazing time. You've heard that from everyone who has been talking, and such an important time for grace. And I would say it's an important time for us to lead with grace. I, as a leadership expert, I believe that you can only go as far as your leadership skills, and that it's always important for us to be displaying our leadership, be guiding people, be helping them move through difficult times, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's the approaching election, whether it's just the chaos that's going on in our lives today. So what I would say to you is lead with grace and lead with purpose, and really make a difference in your business, in your community, and in your family life with your leadership skills. I'm so glad we mentioned Napoleon Hill, because the way that I help people to do that is through masterminds. And I would love to have you join me, try out a mastermind, see what it's like, and see what a powerful difference it can make in your life. We've talked about community, and that is community. So reach out to me at carolynandrews.com. Email is carolyn@carolynandrews.com, and actually put a /ignite on there, and you'll have a chance to get my leadership book, but also to find out how masterminds can make a difference in your life. And remember, grace with purpose, lead with grace.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Carolyn. I can't remember the order that I had you guys all in. Kristen Kingsbury, let's go with you.
Find that mute button. As I look at the world today, one of the things that I believe is my purpose, and is the purpose of many, is to be living proof of the loving God. Like, that's always been, be the light, go shine light on people. And so thinking of that and going through the elections and this event coming up right after, one of the things that I've realized is that what people are putting out there is based on their experiences, their life, what they're hearing, the information they're intaking. And what we have to realize and give grace to is that just because they don't think like us doesn't mean that we can't be light to them and love on them. And just to remember to give grace that we're all coming from different perspectives. And so I'm going to share a little story on the event about a time when somebody gave me grace, and because they had this mission and this purpose. So I'm excited to do that.
And how do we get in touch with you, Kristen?
You can get in touch with me. Kristen McCracken Kingsbury on Facebook is a great way to connect with me. GetSomeAssets.com is a coaching program and a investment education program that is actually, I'm working on the website right now, but it will be up and live by tomorrow. So you can go ahead and check me out over there as well.
Love it. I love it. Let's go to Shadow Gray next. I know I really feel like you should, be a movie star. Like, that is such a Hollywood name.
I am a movie star. I'm actually a superhero. I just don't tell people. So thank you very much. Grace for me means with purpose or without, it means integrity. Because if you live with integrity and authenticity, then it comes naturally to you. You are who you are, and therefore you are relaxed and comfortable with your everyday life. And like Kristen was saying, you give love to people because you are comfortable with who you are, and you understand that people have bad days and good days, and whatever they're going through, you don't take it personally, and that gives you grace. And when Sharon told me and Angela told me that it was grace with purpose, that is kind of what I read into it. And what I would like to tell people is, for my piece of advice, and something that I'm going to share in my talk next week, is I'm a high school dropout. People don't know that about me, even though it's not a secret. I don't share it because you don't just walk up and say, hi, I'm Shadow Gray, I'm a high school dropout. But I chose, instead of taking that label and making it my downfall, I took it as a freedom to have a new life and become an entrepreneur. So I encourage people to not take the labels of divorced or overweight or old or failure, and take that upon yourself and let that become who you are in the future. You can change your label every single day. No matter who you are today, it doesn't mean you have to be that later today, much less tomorrow. You can be whoever you want to be. And I want you to understand that you can change your label anytime you want to be. And that's what I would like to leave with people. And you can reach me at Shadow Gray, the way it's spelled on the screen, on Facebook, or at shadowgray@gmail.com. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, Shadow. Wow. I mean, I think that hit home for a lot of people, right? Who you are right now doesn't even have to be who you are 5 minutes from now. You get to change that label. Christine Morgan, how are you doing? Let's share our tip and tell people how they can get in touch with you.
Thank you. I think grace with purpose to me right now really means understanding. And I know a lot of the ladies are going to talk about things to do most likely in their business. But because I work with children, I really want to kind of highlight having understanding with our children and what they're going through during this time. Because I think it's very important to realize that this is so different for them. And we might not understand that they're having issues. They're having issues with the online schooling, and they're having issues with meeting people, and they're having issues with being stuck in their bedrooms. And so having understanding for our children and having grace for them is what I would like to focus on. And because of Candle Wishes, you can find me at Candle Wishes Foundation Arizona on Facebook, or our Instagram page is Candle Wishes Arizona, and then our website is candlewishes.org.
Thanks, Christy. Thank you so much. Carrie Conley.
Yes, this is all so good. And I just really think that I want to encourage people to remember that you have a choice in how you carry yourself throughout the day. And I think so many people need to hear that. And the way that I know to do that is you've got to capture your thoughts first thing in the morning. I have been sharing this with a lot of people that I learned a long time ago to take the first hour of every day to be in quiet time, journaling, reading. I usually read some sort of devotional. And I just think that if we don't do that, we tend to get in reactive mode really, really fast in the day. And how you start the day is how the rest of the day goes. So I just want to encourage people to know that if you are finding yourself getting into reactive mode too easily, to take the first hour of your day and get into proactive mode and really capture your thoughts and make sure they're the right ones, because every action after that first action, first thought follows through. Right. So I love my quiet time. It's everything to me. And I hope that helps some other people as well. And you can find me at carrieconley.com.
I love it. Yeah. How we start the day matters. And when you ask, people that are, successful, they're like a couple steps ahead of you about, what are the things that you do? They all have a way that they start their day with intention. And Carrie, I love that you teach that every single day. And that's a great reminder. Michelle Faust, how about you? Our tip and how we can get in touch with you.
So I guess my tip would be is that I believe that grace is everywhere. And it's really more of a matter of us being open to recognizing it and accepting it. So we get grace from God, we get grace from the people around us, the energy in the universe, and from ourselves as well. So it's really important to understand that grace comes from all your surroundings. And I think where I really appreciate the grace that got me started in business is the grace of power of association, which is another great Sharon Lechter passion that she said. Because look at where I am right now, the power of association with all these amazing women. And so I have to say that in the beginning, my association with Carrie Conley got me started on my vision. So she propelled me out there and taught me to be brave and confident, and then introduced me to you, Angel. And I have to give a shout out to Christy Morgan too, because she was in my first book, The Lemonade Stand, and she took a risk on me because I was an unknown person at the time, and I'm so grateful for everyone that was an author in that book, because that's what really put me out there with my purpose. And so I created these different platforms, and now the only place I wasn't was on TV. So now with Zandra, I will be putting out, producing 2 new shows. So the point is I realized that power of association, and by being open to it, is truly grace that was given to me to be able to be where I'm at and what I'm doing. And so I thank all of you for being part of my world. And to get a hold of me, it's very simple. My business is Lemonade Legend. So I am Michelle at lemonadelegend.com. And my website is lemonadelegend.com. You can find me either way. Just remember Lemonade Legend.
Shadow, you wanted to say something, Shadow?
Yes, really quickly. Thank you. Michelle, I just wanted to give you props. I have been doing a lot of interviews in this past month, and at least 4 times somebody has mentioned you and your business, and you are everywhere. And people are all, you know Michelle Faust, don't you? You've heard of Lemonade Legend, and you are just everywhere. And I just want to give you kudos. You are doing so phenomenally well, and you should be so proud of yourself. And I just wanted to let you know that your name is everywhere.
Thank you, Shadow. And I met you initially. Manny Lopez is one of his network of influence, and we kept saying at that time that we needed to connect up, and we haven't. And so I take that upon myself, but I will be reaching out to you because we made that promise that we were going to connect up.
Yes, we will. Yes, I feel connected to you already, but we will talk. So congratulations. Congratulations.
Well, and that is right. Isn't that the goal when people are talking about you when you're not in the room? Like, have you met Shadow? Have you heard of Kristen? Do you know who Carolyn? Yeah, you've got to meet Zandra. You've got to know Carrie. Like, this is the power of those referrals, and the Law of Association is alive and well here. You think about anybody you'd ever want to be connected to. One of these gals probably already is connected to anybody in the world you want to be connected to. So, and I love that you're sharing stages, you're swapping stages. You know, Michelle said the one thing she was missing was television, right? And here we have Zandra. So if you want stages, any of the things, like look at the powerhouse that is happening right here. So I'm super proud of that. Deanne Chase, a tip and how we can connect with you.
Well, I've been listening to all these wonderful tips from my fellow sponsors and speakers here and taking notes already. So I know that this event next week is going to be fantastic. Like I said, I've been working with business owners on their legal matters, and legal is a high stress right now. So like I really talk about is, give yourself grace, give yourself a break, don't beat yourself up. I talk about being a legally savvy business owner, and what that means to me is just basically, you don't have to have a law degree. It's just a matter of spotting the issue. Just spot the issue and get help. And, don't try to figure it out on your own. Just really, you have you have networks and resources. And like you said, Angel, all these wonderful people know wonderful people who can help you no matter what the area is, whether it's legal or whether there are other issues going on in your life. It's like, don't try to handle it on your own. Use the network of women that you know and resources, and get help from an expert. So that's kind of my tip and my message today. You can follow me at Chase Law Group on Instagram. I have Chase Law Group as my Facebook page. My email is deanne@chaselawmb.com. MB is for Manhattan Beach. So follow me, and I'll be doing, actually, hot off the presses, I'll be doing a masterclass in December on how to bulletproof your business. How to legally bulletproof your business. And so I love to provide more resources. So thank you very much.
Yeah, Deanne, we had a lot of comments, great comments about how you simplify the idea of protecting your business, legally protecting your business. And so you make it really easy and very relatable, kind of bring it down to our level. So
I try to. Yeah. Thank you.
Zandra.
Oh, yes, I'm on again. So, I'm going to be taking Grace from two perspectives, because I think what I'd like for people to get today is that, Grace really is unmerited favor. And so this is from a rudimentary standpoint. It's unmerited favor. So yes, we receive that every day, but the real opportunity is to extend unmerited favor, forgiveness, and grace to others. And so it's two parts to it. And I always like to say that one of the things that we talk about a lot is being intentional. But as we come to the close of 2020 and we're getting ready to go into 2021, I'm encouraging people to be courageously intentional, because that's different. That's when you're willing to do something that is uncomfortable, when you're really willing to stretch out and to try something different. It's okay to do something that's not common. Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's that blue rose moment. And so I really encourage the listeners today and the viewers, just, think about that. Grace is two ways. We get unmerited favor every single day. Can you do that the same to your peers, to the people that you know, to your family? And then secondly, be courageously intentional and stretch out and do something that is that blue rose moment. It's not the traditional thing potentially, but it could be the best thing that ever happened to you. So that's my pointer for today.
Oh, so what's our blue rose moment like for all of us, right? We can start to think about that. And probably we can, already what that is. It's that, we might not say it out loud, but as soon as she says it, you're like, I know what that is. And so thanks for pushing us and helping us to be courageous, Zandra. Miss Dawn Moore, Confide.com, and team leader for Assets Are Sexy.
So I'm going to be talking about communicating and responding with grace and purpose. And as you all know, words are my shtick. And I think that communicating is going to be essential in the months ahead of us as women, as entrepreneurs, as, think of all the roles that we play: mother, sister, wife, friend, colleague, business owner. And that communicating and responding with grace is a choice. So on Confide.com, I do a training on combating those verbal villains and how not to fall victim to the number one conversation killer, because it is with intention and purpose that we need to communicate going forward. And I'm going to be talking about that on Assets Are Sexy next Friday. November 6th, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And my tip really is going to center around the power of the pause. Because when we start looking at grace, how do you develop your awareness around that concept? And I'm also going to be talking about what is the opposite of grace and how not to fall victim to that downward spiral where discouragement and a lack of grace and disgrace and all of the negative aspects that we can find ourselves falling victim to, especially when challenged. So communication and communicating with grace and purpose allows us to play above the line. And it also allows us to be a light in a potentially dark place. And I think we need to let our light shine. And as Carolyn says, be a leader, lead with grace, especially at this time in our world. So you can find me at confide.com.
Yeah, I love that you put it in your name. So now we all have it. We all have it there. So she's our word. She's our word mama. Actually, there's all sorts of words that we use for you for the word mama, right? Kim, tip and how to connect with you.
I call it a word whisperer. So one of the moments of grace for me that I discover early on is when tragedy hits, when there's a whole bunch of things that could go potentially wrong. It happened to me all at the same time that were devastating. So we all reach a moment in our life where we have that turning point. So whether it's a loss of job, whether it's a divorce, whether it's getting diagnosed with cancer, whatever that may be happening to you right at this moment, I just want to speak to the viewers and the listeners and let you know that is not the end of everything. There's more. So the one piece I want to talk about is the resiliency in all of us and what we have, right? So the one big thing I want to talk about, and I use this analogy of the bamboo tree, because the bamboo tree can weave with the wind blowing back and forth and always snapping back like a rubber band. And we as human beings, we have the ability to have that resiliency, to bounce back to that natural pure state that we have, right? But what I also do is that because I have Successioneer, it's about the engineering the success and putting the framework of project management behind all of that is that 2020 is coming to an end. November is around the corner, and January 1st, 2021 is just going to come upon us really quickly. And I want to work with a lot of entrepreneurs and clients to really put a solid plan together. Take the time to really look at everything that you've got. Don't jump right in shooting from the hips. It's good to be inspired, but it's also good not to go into things blindfolded and getting hit with a whole bunch of pitfalls. I call it the guardrail. You got to know your path so you don't fall off the cliff. So operating with grace becomes important with different techniques. So the one thing I want to share today is the power of Pomodoro sprints. It's something that we use in productivity. And that is, as entrepreneur, we're completely inspired. We're pulling so many different places, but use the power of Pomodoro to really schedule time, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and really completely focus on the very thing that you want to accomplish. No distractions, turn off the phone. That's it. That's all you do. Whether it's 100% perfect or not, that is the one thing that you can check off as done on your list for the day. And taking this approach going into the new year will allow you to accomplish many, many, many things, because we've got 365 days coming up, but take the next couple months to really plan and really know what you're getting into. So you can reach me at successgeneer.com. So I know that's a mouthful. So it's successgeneer.com. And I believe that we're all Successioneer in our own life. Thank you for having me, Angel.
Absolutely. Ladies, Thank you. Oh my gosh. So these are some of the speakers that will be speaking next week on the Assets Are Sexy. They have all come in. They are sponsors of the Assets Are Sexy event, which is really critical for helping us to elevate and create this movement of helping more women entrepreneurs hit that $1 million mark in business. And I've got a little sticky note that says, become obsessed with what you want. You get what you think about most of the time. So what are you thinking about? Because that's what's happening in our world. So become obsessed with what you want, become obsessed with grace, with purpose, with assets, with building community. Follow every one of these women, find them on LinkedIn, find them on social media. They all gave you their call to action. Comment in the comments below, reach out to them. But most importantly, join us next Friday, November 6th for the Assets Are Sexy event, 9 a.m. Pacific time. You can register for free, complimentary, thanks to the generosity of all of these fabulous gals at assetsaresexy.com. Ladies, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today, for coming on, for being willing to serve, to show up, to shine your light so brightly here on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. I can't wait to see you all next week. Would love, and I know many of you have spoken on the Connect Summit. So I'll be reaching out to you to see, just to keep all of this going together. Grab a copy of the Lemonade Legend magazine that has Sharon on the cover. Many of these gals have an article inside of there. Truly connect with us. Don't miss out. There, whatever you need, whatever it is you're working through, let's work through it together. You are not alone. And I think that this is just a really special time for us to exude grace to others, right? Grace to ourselves for what we've all been going through, but really it's a fabulous time to extend that grace to others. I'm Angel Tussey. I am your media matchmaker. If you've got news, alert the press. Let's get started with your complimentary media starter kit at makeyourbiguimpact.com. That's makeyourbiguimpact.com. Become so visible that you cannot be ignored. We all want to say a little special prayer and extend our best wishes to Tina as she is handling a migraine today. We hope to see her back in her cute little chair on Monday morning. Have a fabulous weekend. Thank you all for joining us today. Every weekday morning at 11 a.m., the Angel and Tina Morning Show. We are